What's good, my people? Welcome into Buckets, Action Network's daily NBA betting podcast. We're in the workshop Wednesday NBA slate, so you know who's with me. AC Analytics Capper, back from Vegas, ready to cash some tickets, and J Money is Money. The Don is with me as well. I am your host, Sean Little. We are presented by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Go download the Action Network app. Go subscribe to the YouTube page. The boys are on fire on the NFL side. They absolutely smoked out the wild card round. The divisional's on the way. And, of course, we got you locked on the NBA side. Go tell a homie to tell a friend to download the Action Network app and subscribe to the Buckets podcast. You know how we do it. We give our plays. We give our cap. We get you guys out of here. AC, Analytics Capper, what are you looking at for the Wednesday NBA slate?
All right, I got two really gross plays. One is the Detroit Pistons plus 12, and the other is the Golden State Warriors plus 5.
J Money is Money. Best bet for the Wednesday NBA slate.
Give me Spurs first half plus 9.5.
I'm going to round it out. We all got underdogs on the Wednesday slate. I'm going to go Cleveland Cavaliers at home. First, the Milwaukee Bucks plus 4.5 at BetMGM. All right, AC, I'm coming right back to you. What did I tell y'all last week and the week prior and the week prior to that? Albert Wing goes to places people don't want to go, into the murky waters. He goes right back into the murky waters again. AC, talk to me about the Spurs plus 12, and then we'll get into the Warriors plus 4.5.
Yeah, Pistons plus 12. Pistons are going to be hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves are, one of the best teams in the league. 28-11, riding high. They just beat the Clippers. It was a nice win. Now they got to travel to Detroit. No one really takes Detroit seriously, right? The worst team in the league. They're 4-36 overall. They do have a cover record of 17-23 ATS, so not that bad. But to me, this is a nice spot for Detroit. I'm not going to say they win, but the last time I did say a double-digit dog is going to win, they almost pulled it out. But this is it's a weird. I don't know, Jay. I'll defer to you, but it's a weird head-to-head matchup. Detroit actually has won the last two. I know they don't play very often, just twice a year. But Detroit, in my opinion, once they got that streak off, I think they're playing a lot more free. They did win their last time out, so it's like I'm almost expecting them to win 2 straight, which is crazy. But I think all the value is on Detroit right now because everybody's so high on Minnesota.
Facts.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
J Money.
That's a fact, bro. I mean, shit. Don't look now, but I was on the Pistons in their last game when they won outright versus the Wizards. They've covered 2 straight games. They've actually covered 6 of their last 10 games. And y'all know how I kind of try to look towards the future. The Timberwolves. This is the first game of back-to-back. They go home and play a TNT game versus the Memphis Grizzlies. I was just doing a show and I was saying the exact same thing. I would not lay the points with the Wolves in this game. It's not saying that I wasn't necessarily saying that like I'm on the Pistons. I lean that way. But this isn't a spot that I'd lay double digits with the Wolves. Riding high, coming off a huge Clippers win, and they got a TNT game on deck tomorrow, the next day. So it's the first game of back-to-back. I think the Pistons are on the right side here. I agree with AC here.
If I talk, I'm in big trouble because I can't get behind. I can't get behind the Pistons in this spot. This is a little too murky for me, boys. You know, y'all my boys, but I can't get behind. This is, you step over to the side and you look into the water. I can't see nothing down there. That is what everybody sees.
But that's what everybody's gonna say. They're saying there's no fucking way.
I'm not. This is what I'm saying. I'm not printing a Timberwolves ticket, but I'm not printing a Pistons ticket either. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just gonna have to pass on this one. I think this is the thing about Minnesota. I think they got caught slipping last week, where they lost a couple in a row, got caught slacking a little bit, and then they've now bounced back from that. And they're too physical of a team against a team like the Pistons for me to look to fade them in that spot. But yes, it is a look ahead spot. This is a spot where team won't get up and they might come out a little lackadaisical. But overall, I will say this. They finally started getting Jaden Ivey back at the top of the key with the rock and have not pinned him in the corner where he's not productive and won't do anything. And that has helped the Pistons. But I can't back the boys on this one. I'm going to stay away. But I put it like this. If I was ever thinking about taking Minnesota, and AC comes out, gives the cap, says he likes the Pistons, and J Money backs it, that would take me off of Minnesota. But the Jaden Ivey is a positive. They got him handling the rock more at the top of the key, got him out of the corner where he was just kind of sitting there fading away. Somebody talked to Monty Williams, picked up the phone, said, hey, man, get the first round, pick the rock a little bit more, or else we're going to have a bigger conversation. And that's what has been done. AC, analytics capper, talk to me about the Warriors here, plus 4.5.
Yeah, so this is not as murky, but we are going to go against the hottest team in the league. Utah Jazz quietly is 9-1 in their last 10, and they've beaten teams like the Pacers, the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Bucks, the Sixers, the Celtics. I mean, they have had a really impressive stretch here. A lot of it at home, a lot of it in elevation, and that's what Golden State is going to have to do tomorrow. But the three of us were talking about this offline. Sell high versus buy low. This is kind of like the epitome of what that looks like, right? The Warriors are struggling, bad vibes. There's a lot of talk about trades, things like that. But you still have Steph Curry there, right? He can go off anytime, but I think this is more of a spot more than like the player or the matchup. I think Golden State here is the value play. I like them on the road as they head back west and go back home. I think this is one of their stops where they'll get a win and get momentum as they get back to the Chase Center. So I like the Warriors +5. I know it's hard to be on an underdog like first quarter, first half full game, but it's one of those spots where I think that goes 2-1, to be honest. So I like the Warriors full game as the safest play. It's the right spot to me. And the Jazz have to cool off, right? They're not only beating these teams, they're dominating these teams. They're dropping 130 and 140 every night. And I'm not saying the Warriors play great defense, but this is a nice sell high spot in Utah.
Jay, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll be going deeper into this game tomorrow. I'm pretty sure people that check out this podcast, check out my show, NBA Talk with Jay on YouTube. I'll be going a deep dive into this game. I like the way AC is looking. I like the Warriors in this spot, man. I think that first half is probably a little bit better spot, especially because of the altitude. But I mean, you said it: buy low, sell high. Let me just see how to put this. There's a lot of people that thinks games are easy, and they're going to be on the Jazz. They're not going to look deeper into it, peel back the layers. Just going to say Jazz have been hot, and I'm going to take them, and I think they lose this game outright.
Yeah, something's not right here. I agree with both of you guys because the Jazz have been absolutely phenomenal. They flat out, boys, been the best team in the NBA the last couple weeks. Like, let's just say what it is. They are 9-1 in their last 10, number one in net rating. They're 15-5 overall at home. If you go through some of the trends, they've covered 6 straight. They've won 9 straight at home. They're absolutely lights out. Golden State needs to rebuild. Free Steph Curry. Everything is in shambles. And then the number hits the board and it's 4? Wait a minute. I thought everything was burning down in San Francisco and Golden State. The Jazz are playing the best ball in the league, and we can't sniff. We're at just over a full possession. Something is not right here. I'm with you guys. If I was anywhere printing a slip on this, it would be the Golden State Warriors. Let's see if Utah can keep this up. Something has got to give, though. Them boys been lights out. Lauri Markkanen has been playing absolutely top-notch hoops. And they've looked really good at home. The number being 4. If everything was essentially going how it has been, and they've been complete, I think even the bookmakers are seeing like this might be a spot where Utah comes down to earth. And if you don't think so, go ahead and lay the 4 points, and then we'll see where it shapes up at the end of the game. All right, J Money is money. Another murky play going with the San Antonio Spurs in the first half, plus 9.5. But I talked about this last week. San Antonio's been playing a lot better as of late. And if you haven't noticed, you haven't been paying attention. J Money, talk to me about this first half play.
Yeah, I don't think the waters are that murky. I like this play quite a bit. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if the Spurs had the lead at the half here. They've covered 6 of their last 7 games. I mean, I think they're going to cover the full game as well. It's just one of those spots where I'll take them in the first half, and then if they happen to not cover, then you'll get a better number for the full game. But I think they're going to be in this game the whole game. We'll be able to keep it within double digits. This team has absolutely been balling, and they're coming off a game where they were down 30 points in the first half to the Atlanta Hawks. They know that they were playing like ass. Pop took out the whole starting 5, put in a new starting 5 for the second half. Before you know it, they got it down to a 6-point game. So I think that they got woken up. Wemby says that he likes that. He liked the fact that he got benched. He needs that every once in a while. So the players, they like to be coached hard. Pop is coaching them hard. They're facing the best team in the NBA. I think they come out here with some the total opposite of the game that they did on MLK Day. Like I said, they were down 30 in the first half in that game. Something tells me that they know that, and they know that they need to come out and have a much better start. The Spurs team is quietly one of the best first half teams in the league. And like you say, I mean, they cover 6 of their last 7 games. This team is playing a lot better basketball. Give me the Spurs here in the first half, plus a 9.5.
AC, is this more of a how do you feel about this spot? And then we could talk about the Celtics overall and them continuing to lay big numbers night after night, no matter where it is.
It's definitely a first half spot. I mean, Jay said it. The score was 69-34 at halftime. That's the Hawks, man. We're talking about the Hawks were up 35 on the Spurs. And then typical Hawks fashion, they made it close towards the end. But it's a great first half bounce back spot for a young team that is going to be motivated with Greg Pop. So I like that spot a lot. The Celtics, I know they lay a lot of numbers, but I just don't see the value with them. They have a lot of big names, guys. They have a lot of big names, but they don't play enough defense, in my opinion, to be laying that many points. So I like this spot a lot. And I think we're gonna see like Wemby get a lot more comfortable as the season goes on. I think he hit the rookie wall already, to be honest with you, in terms of like fatigue, the number of minutes, number of games. I think he's past that. So I think we're gonna see I guess a second version of Wemby until he hits another wall. But I like this kind of Spurs moment right now because Jay mentioned it. If you look at their stats, they've covered 6 out of the last 7. They covered 6 straight before the last game, and they almost covered against the Hawks at the end. So I mean, they're in terms of ATS, they are riding hot, and they're 18-21 for the season. So it's kind of regressing back to the mean.
Yeah, and then the numbers overall for the Celtics on some of these big numbers are pretty much dead on as favorites on the year. 19-17-2 against the spread, 12-7 at home against the spread. It's pretty 50-50 depending on who they're playing in the situation. But if you want to back the Celtics, you're going to get charged every single night. I don't care if they're on the road, at home. You're going to be laying a big number, and you're going to have to try to figure out a way to cover that on a nightly basis. So let's see where the Spurs shake. They've been playing a lot better. There's a lot of the smaller teams. Like, for example, I believe AC is on the Pistons. I believe the Hornets are by far the worst team in the NBA at the moment. And it's still talked about the Pistons are the worst. It still gets talked about how bad the Spurs are, and they should be better. You got to pay attention to the last 10, 12 games on a lot of these situations. As we record, this is 117. Phoenix came back. It's a tie game at the moment. Wow, I just saw that out of the corner of my eye. But yes, to get back to it, pay attention to more recent success and don't get caught being lazy, not watching hoops, not breaking it down, and then saying like, oh, it's the Spurs. Celtics, that's a blowout, when that necessarily won't be the case. All right, I'm going to Cleveland. I'm going to take the Cleveland Cavaliers +4. There's still some 4.5s. I like both out there in the market at home versus the Bucks. Cavs right now playing great ball on the homestand. 5 straight wins by an average of 18.4 points per game. They're not playing the best comp, but they are smashing those lower bottom cellar dweller teams. Last 7. Number 2 in net rating, led by the defense, only behind the number 2 behind only the number 1 Knicks, who have been playing absolutely ridiculous defense since they've acquired OG Anunoby. Cavs top 10 defending the 3-point line, and we know That's where Milwaukee wants to shoot threes and get to the free throw line and get easy buckets with Giannis going to the cup. If you could slow them up defensively from the 3-point line and try to tether them getting to the line a little bit, you'll have a really good chance at home making them cover by margin to get a cover in this spot. Let's talk about this spot. One game off a road trip for Milwaukee, coming off some wild games. They got that W, that Boston scheduled built-in W, where we were all over Milwaukee in that spot. And then they had the buzzer beater versus Sacramento. This is going to be their third game in 5 days. I like the Cavs here at home. Keep it tight, if not get the W outright. The Milwaukee Bucks have been up and down all year long. Cavs are playing extremely well on defense. We know sometimes they struggle to get going on Milwaukee and Adrian Griffin are going to help with that. Give me the Cavs at home plus 4.5. The official will be 4. If you can get 4.5, they'll still be out there. I suggest you try to do that as well. But yeah, give me the Cavs at home and the points. AC, what do you think?
Yeah, this is a little tough for me to be completely transparent with you. I don't have a real lean on this on these two teams. I think both teams are playing a little bit better. Milwaukee still doesn't play any defense, but they're outscoring everybody right now. Cleveland, now as they've gotten healthy, Sean, like they're playing the defense that we saw them play last year. So I do like that. And I do think defense is a lot more, I guess, easier to expect or to project game to game, whereas there's so much variance with offense, right? You got to be hot from 3, or you got to take 50 free throws a game, right, to hit your 130, 140. Whereas defense kind of, I don't know, defense doesn't win championships. It definitely helps you with the cap. And looking at their upcoming schedule, I mean, this is a kind of like a really weird scheduling quirk for Milwaukee. I don't know if you guys have taken a look, but it's Cleveland, and then it's Detroit, then it's Cleveland. So they're playing 2 teams in the next five games, the same 2 teams. So, and they've won against both of those teams in those previous 5 matchups. So it's almost like it's a nice spot for Cleveland. So I agree with you. I think it's a nice spot. Cleveland's playing a lot better, like I said, healthy, and they're at home. So I think the value here is with Cleveland, but I don't have a play on it personally.
Yeah, and real quick, before I kick it to you, Jay, I think this is a bounce-back spot. They've already lost to Cleveland, Cleveland's already lost to Milwaukee at home. Now, if they don't pick up this W at home, or at least play it extremely tight, they have to go to Milwaukee for 2 more games next week. They're going to show up in this game at home. That scheduling quirk, I believe, is in Cleveland's favor. And also, something else we've talked about, Jay. There is no reason why Donovan Mitchell shouldn't score 35 plus in this game. Absolutely no answer for him. The way he's been playing offense as of late, he's been sensational. And we know Middleton, the rest of those guys cannot play one-on-one D. They're not going to be able to check Donovan Mitchell. His point prop is 33.5. I could see Donovan Mitchell scoring 40. I'll take the 40 from Donovan and the 4 points at home. Jay, talk to me.
Yeah, I like the Cavs here as well. This Bucks team is the worst 28-12 team I've ever fucking seen, like by far. I know they have the record. I know that they have the wins. This team is nowhere near this good. They're poorly coached. You got the coach asking the assistant coach, hey, what do you think I should do here? So the Cavs, strangely enough, December 29th, they led by 20 points in a game versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks did come all the way back. They had a 40-21 third quarter in that game. So the Cavs know that they can hang with these guys. They're definitely in better form as well. Cavs won 5 straight, covered 4 of their last 5. I still don't like the fact that they were coming back from that Paris trip, but they end up getting it done versus the Bulls. Hopefully they don't trip up here, but in my opinion, the Cavs are the better team here. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they won this game outright. I agree with you on Cavs plus 4 here.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, let me recap. J Money is money. We got 4 underdog plays for you. J Money is money. Spurs first half plus 9.5. AC Analytics Capper. Albert Wynn. Pistons plus 12. Warriors plus 4.5. I'm going to go with the Cavs plus 4.5 as well. I'll give you a lean as well. No cap, but I'll give you the play. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. If Jalen Brunson plays, I like the Knicks at home tomorrow versus the Rockets. -4, -4.5. I'm seeing in the market right now. I was on MLK Day. I was down courtside before I did pregame. I thought he was going to go on MLK Day. I was watching him warm up. He was right in front of me. I'm like, oh, he's good to go. He's going to go for sure. He worked up the sweat and everything, and then they scratched him late. I think he plays in this game. I'm going to wait for the official. I have no inside information, don't have no confirmation on that. I believe Jalen will play, though, and if he does play, I would try to grab the shortest number you can on the Knicks versus the Rockets at home.
Just real quick, that means if you, based on what you're saying, you really think he's going to play, you might want to go ahead and take it. Obviously, if he plays, you're not getting a -5. Nowhere.
It's also a nice face spot for Houston. It's crazy scheduling right now for them. They were at Miami, at Chicago, at Detroit, at Boston, at Philly for MLK, and now at New York. Like, that's a tough stretch. 6 straight on the road.
Yeah, and Knicks coming off a loss. And Knicks coming off a loss, and Houston's bad on the road. I believe Jalen plays. That's my personal opinion. Nothing connected to anything else. All right, we'll get you guys out of here. We are presented by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. For AC Analyst Capper, for J Money is Money. Go subscribe to my guys' YouTube channel. I am your host, Sean Little. We will see y'all tomorrow. Until then, let's get buckets, baby.